Here for the Rhode Island Lottery for ballot placement. So thank you all for being here on this gorgeous Friday evening. First, I want to thank Jane Togas from the Division of Lotteries for allowing us to use the lottery balls. So thank you, Jane. And here is the lottery machine that I wanted to unveil. Here we go. So from June 22nd through the 24th, over 3,200 candidates filed their declarations of candidacy for federal, state, and local offices. So state law gave candidates from June 30th through July 10th to collect the requisite number of signatures in order to obtain ballot access. So the thresholds range from 50 signatures for state representative to 1,000 signatures for U.S. Senate and governor. Together with the local boards of canvassers, we have determined who has qualified to run for office in Rhode Island this year. So on our website at vote.ri.gov, you'll find a database with names of all the candidates who have qualified for office and the office they seek. You'll also find the 2026 election calendar and the 2026 run for office guide. Both include every key date leading up to Rhode Island's primaries and general elections. And I do have my cheat sheet, guys, so I'm sorry. The next important date to keep in mind is August 10th, which is the deadline for registering to vote and to vote and to disaffiliate for Rhode Island's primaries to be held on Wednesday, September 9th. Keep in mind this will be on Wednesday. You can register to vote on our website or update your voter registration information online, again, at vote.ri.gov. Today, we will be holding lotteries to determine the ballot placement for political parties and independent candidates for the November 3rd general election and unendorsed party candidates for the September 9th party primaries. So for the September primaries, endorsed party candidates will appear first on the ballot for every office, and today's lottery will determine the ballot placement for unendorsed candidates in races where there are more than one. We will begin, however, with determining political party ballot placement for November's general election. So for the first lottery, we will place 2 lottery balls in the lottery machine, and I will open up the briefcase containing the lottery balls. So ball 1 is assigned to the Democrats, and ball 2 is assigned to the Republicans. Whichever party comes out first, their candidates will appear first on the ballot in November for all races. So now we will conduct the lottery. And we do have lottery packets here on the side if anyone wants to grab one. And that way you can follow along with the candidates and their placement if you wanted to mark them down as I am going through the lottery. It will also get very noisy in here, so I'm going to start yelling, which I never have a problem doing. So here are the lottery balls, as you can see. I will take out ball 1 and 2, and this is for the Democrat and Republican. So ball number 2 is assigned to the Republicans. So Republicans will go first on the November ballot. I think we're okay. I don't need to take out ball number 1, right? Next, we're going to determine, I'll shut it off, I'm sorry. Next, we will determine the candidates for senator in Congress. As you know, Senator John Rhode is the endorsed candidate, so we will determine the placement for Connor Burbridge and Luis Daniel Munoz. Oh. So ball number 1 is assigned to Connor Burbridge, so he will appear second on the ballot. So next, we'll determine the order for Lieutenant Governor. We do have 5 candidates. So ball number 1 and 2 are already inserted in here. I am going to insert 3, 4, and 5. Did I skip someone? Oh, Governor, I'm sorry. All right, so next we'll determine the placement for Governor. That is Helena Bonanno Folks and Daniel J. McKee. Ball number 2 is first, and that is assigned to Daniel J. McKee, so he will appear first on the ballot. All right, now it's Lieutenant Governor. I apologize. So I will insert balls 3, 4, and 5. And so this will determine the placement for Susan Anderboy, Cynthia Armour Coyne, Zycom Rexford, Kam Sivoravang, Sabina Matos, and Ross McCurdy. And I apologize if I mispronounce any names. So as you can see, ball number 4 came out first, and that is assigned to Sabina Matos. Ball number 1, second, to Susan Anderboy. Ball number 5 to Ross McCurdy. And ball number 2 to Cynthia Armour Coyne. And ball number 3 was left behind, and so that will appear last on the ballot. So I did remove ball number 5 for the next race. That is for Attorney General. Ball number 1 is assigned to Kimberly Ahern, number 2 to Keith Hoffman, 3 to Jason P. Knight, and 4 to Joseph J. Solomon Jr. All right, so for this one, I have ball number 3 that came out first, and that is assigned to Jason P. Knight. Ball number 4 to Joseph J. Solomon Jr. Ball number 2 to Keith Hoffman, and ball number 1 is last for Kimberly Ahern. I have removed balls 3 and 4. So next we'll determine the placement for Senate District 5. Samuel W. Bell will appear first. He is the endorsed candidate for Senate District 5. So next we'll determine the placement for Cameron Moquan and Theodore Newcomer Jr. Ball number 2 is assigned to Theodore Newcomer Jr. Next, we will determine the placement for Representative District 9. Ball number 1 is assigned to Santos Javier, and ball number 2 to Enrique George Sanchez. Ball number 1, and that is assigned to Santos Javier. Next is Representative District 12, and we will determine the order for Carlos Cedeno and Arlette Hidalgo, balls 1 and 2. Ball number 1 came out first. That's assigned to Carlos Cedeno. Next, we'll determine the ballot order for Representative District 22. Ball number 1 is assigned to Zachary Pereira, and ball number 2 to Janie Lee Segui. Ball number 2 popped out first, so we have Janie Lee Segui, who is assigned to ball number 2, and they will appear first on the ballot. Next, we have Representative District 31. James C. Sheehan is the endorsed candidate. So we have ball number 1 assigned to Matthew B. McCoy, and ball number 2 to Thomas N. Minek. That's ball number 2, and that's assigned to Thomas and Minek, so he will appear second on the ballot under the endorsed candidate. Next, we have Representative District 57. Ball number 1 is assigned to James McLaughlin, and ball number 2 to Brandon T. Bales. That is ball number 2 assigned to Brandon T. Vos, and he will appear first on the ballot. Next, we have candidates for Representative District 65. Matthew Dawson is the endorsed candidate. They will appear first on the ballot. And we have ball number 1 assigned to Cameron St. Germain, and ball number 2 assigned to Grant Weber Wazencroft. That is ball number 2 assigned to Grant Weber Wazencroft, and Grant will appear second on the ballot under the endorsed candidate. Next, we have the independent candidates for the November 3rd ballot. And the first is for governor. I will place ball number 3 inside the lottery machine. So ball number 1 is assigned to Kenneth Block. Ball number 2 is assigned to Jasjeet S. Gotra. And ball number 3 is assigned to C.D. Reynolds. Ball number 1 is first, and that's assigned to Kenneth Block. Ball number 2 is second, assigned to Jasjeet S. Gotra. And ball number 3 is C.D. Reynolds. I just removed ball number 3. So the final is for Senate District 17, and these are the independent candidates. Ball number 1 is assigned to John Douglas Barr II, and ball number 2 to Gina N. Petraka. That was ball number 1, assigned to John Douglas Barr II. So this concludes today's lottery, the only lottery where no cash prizes are handed out. I'm sorry. So again, I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and I'd like to thank the Rhode Island Lottery for allowing us to use their machine and their lottery balls. Thank you.